Hello freckles of stardust, it is Nina. You're watching Fairychamber channel. This is my video response for you to Pagan challenge. Topic is this time of the year and it is Samhain time. And I was also very much inspired by Maha from Maha's Treasury Box. She did this very cool video about Mayborn in Persian paganistic tradition and Persian pagan Mayborn, which I thought was very fascinating, and I really like to research the parallel levels in pagan festivals and in mythology. And if you think about all the pagan festivals that are based and are intertwined with agriculture and farming, they are very much the same. So this one is going to be about Kekri, which is the Finnish Samhain. And I think I will do a whole series about Finnish pagan holidays because they are really cool. And I recently, a few days ago, just learned how to really say Samhain. I had said it wrong all these years with the Finnish pronunciation. I had said Samhain, the Finnish age, and then watching some of the American YouTubers, they say Samhain. But I was told that the Gaelic pronunciation is Samhain. So Samhain is approaching, and here in Wales the Samhain is known as Kalankei, and in Finland this celebration is known as Kekri or Kekri or Kekri. There's many names. In Estonia as Martipäev, in Germanic countries Wintersnacht, Linas in Lithuania, and Dia de los Muertos in Latin America. All the same holiday to me, just with different names. But in this video I'm going to focus on Kekri. Kekri did not have a specific date. It was usually celebrated in the first or second week of November. And it was not a community celebration, it was more a celebration within the family. Several of the Finnish pagan holidays, they are like communal holidays, like Juhannus celebrated together with the whole community sometimes. But Kekri was more about celebration within the family. And it was the end of the harvest festival, so it was time to do the last works in the field and all that. So each family, when they finished all the field works and such, that's when they would celebrate the Kekri. So one farmer's family might celebrate totally different day than their neighbor. Kekri was not a one-day festival. There was Kekri Eve, and then there was the second day after Kekri was called Sielujen päivä, Allsouls Day, or is it Allsouls Night? And so it was like this kind of holiday that had several different days and like real holiday. But then the date, it might vary according to the family. Nowadays in Finnish calendar, Kekri is, I think it's 1st of November, and after that is also stay in the 2nd of November. Then 31st of October in Finnish calendar is Kekri Eve. If it's All Hallows Eve in English-speaking countries. It's quite interesting. So there has been lots of pondering where the etymology of the word Kekri comes from, because unfortunately Finnish people don't really celebrate Kekri that much unless they are pagans like myself. But now it has been researched that word Kekri comes from Finno-Ugrian word Kekrai, which means a circle or a wheel of the year. And also it's quite close to a Finnish word Kekkerit, which is one of my favorite words because they mean a tiny celebration or tiny party, which I think it's pretty much how you would imagine Kekri celebration to be in the past, because it was a party within the family. So Mikhail Akaregola, who was a man who fucking the words again. He was a Finnish priest who lived in 16th century. Christian that I accept because he invented Finnish written language. And he made this very early list of Finnish deities and pagan gods. And he mentions in this list that Kekri is god of the harvest and fertility. I think it's definitely possible. You know, I've also read that Samain is a Celtic goddess or god of fertility, so Kekri might be one as well. And not necessarily a Finnish god, but perhaps Slavic or Baltic god, or being influenced by Slavic and Baltic gods. Kekri started the Finnish pagan New Year, so you can probably guess. And the whole idea of the word Kekri, meaning a circle or a wheel, it really refers to a wheel of the year. So Kekri would be the end of the wheel of the year. And after the Kekri celebration, the new year would begin. And Finnish word for November, marraskuu. Marras comes from the word dead and means dead. And it's a time for the earth to go to winter sleep, literally in Finland, because usually the first snow comes in the end of October or in the beginning of November. Or at least it used to come before this fucking climate change. Anyway, that's where the etymology of the word Kekri comes from. Many Finnish pagan customs that people did during Kekri celebrations, they are now part of Finnish Christmas celebrations and habits and traditions. One of these was eating lots and lots of food. There was this saying that during Kekri you should eat at least 7 times a day or 9 times a day, or that you could stay up all night eating if you feel like it. And people did lots of food for Kekri, and all of them did not go for the living people. Some of them were given to the ancestors. And also Kekri was time to do lots of divination and magic and try to do spells, maybe love spells, or forecast what kind the next year's in the words crop would be. Is that the right word? I hope so. One way was to give lots of booze to the master of the house, and if he would drink lots and lots and lots of and wouldn't pass out, then the crop would be good. But if he would pass out, the crop would be bad. Finnish pagan customs has lots and lots of alcohol problems. There was also these little groups of children called Kekrimurat or Kekrimurat. How would I translate that? Kekribuukimens. There are little children or groups of little children, and they would dress up as little bit spooky creatures, or usually they would just smudge their face and wear old sheets and be little boogies, ghosts, and they would go house to house and they would dance and do little plays there. And this tradition doesn't exist in modern Finland anymore, but if you go to Estonia, they do this celebration in Mardipäev. I think Mardipäev is 10th of November. But Mardipäev, it's like Estonian version of Kekri. And then they also had these groups of young men, and they were called Kekripukit, Kekri Santas. And this is more very, very pagan custom. And these young men, they would also dress up as ghosts, or more like anthropomorphic creatures. They might wear animal masks and furs and be half human, half goats. and Pukki is a male goat in Finnish, and a Santa. So they would go house to house and do also little plays and singing and dancing and ask some food and drinking for that. And it is believed that Finnish Santa Claus tradition comes from there, or at least some part of it. And it was quite common that there would be one man or a few men who would represent Kekri and they might have horns and a mask of a goat, and then they might be wearing moose fur. So in a way that might represent this kind of idea of this harvest god, Kekri. I don't know, I personally think there is some kind of connection there. Kekri was also a time to honor the ancestors, and in Finland people did lots of food during Kekri, and some of that food would go to the ancestors, and they would also warm the sauna for the ancestors. So the master of the house, he would take some beer in the Kekri evening, and he would go outside and pour that beer to the road, and the road would lead to the house and to the sauna. And it was believed that the scent of the beer, it would wake up the ancestors and also the nice spirits, not all ancestors, but nice nature spirits from the forest, and they would follow the master and the scent of the beer to the house. So families would go to the sauna. First the men would go to the sauna, then the women and children would go to the sauna, and when the family members were in the sauna, the ancestors would go to eat, and then when the family members would come away from the sauna, the ancestors would go to the sauna and the other spirit creatures of the underworld, and they would spend all night there in the sauna enjoying. So the sauna was warmed for all night, heated, and they would prepare clean towels for the ancestors, maybe some drinking to the sauna as well, soaps for the ancestors, food for the ancestors, clean vihtas for the ancestors, if there was any trees to make vihtas. If anyone is interested about Finnish sauna folklore mythology, I will put link to the description box about my sauna folklore videos. They're quite fascinating. So Kekri was really a time to remember the passed away relatives, in this sense that they are not really gone, they just live in another realm now. So in modern day Finland, Kekri in the calendar is marked for the 1st of November, but it used to be very flexible, the date, because each family would celebrate it at a different time. It was most often in the first week of November. There is also this tradition in Finnish cities nowadays, a pagan tradition, not just only celebrated by pagans, fortunately, where they burn Kekri Santas. This is not a human Santa, this is a big goat, maybe 5-10 meters. It can be a huge goat or smaller goat, made from straws. And in cities people burn these big goats. Goats can speak in English. And I've seen it a few times when I've been in Finland during Kekri. And I think they do this in Sweden as well. It's in a way it's this kind of fertility ritual, but it's also a ritual to keep away bad spirits or evil spirits, because it was very common to invite spirits to your home during the Kekri night and communicate with the spirits that are friendly. But then if there was evil spirits, people lit bonfires and lots of kept fires around the home so that the evil spirit would not enter to the family or to the farm. So burning this Kekripukki nowadays, it has very strong connection to this pagan past. So many traditions, pagan tradition that people used to do during Kekri celebrations in Finland. They are now big part of Finnish Christmas celebrations, like overeating, doing lots of food, and different decorations made from straw, like these goats. People do make lots of these kind of straw goats for Christmas, not just in Sweden, but in Finland, but also in Sweden. And there used to be this kind of announcement made for Kekri rauha, Kekri peace in the past, and I feel really sad that Kekri has come back just recently, like within past 10-20 years. Like, I think I was 18 when I first time heard that we had this celebration called Kekri, and basically Finnish Christmas is based on Kekri. So there used to be announcement for Kekri peace, because literally Kekri was the time when people were told not to work and not to worry, but having a good time and celebrate and have a holiday. And nowadays in Finland, each Christmas in Turku there is announcement for Christmas peace. So that also comes from Kekri pagan tradition. And also the fortune telling and divination that people used to do in Kekri, because, well, it was the change of the year. In modern Finland they do lots of divinations and fortune telling in New Year, or according to the Gregorian calendar. So that's also something that comes from Kekri originally. And Kekri was celebrated in Finland for a long time, and then it was banned in 18th century and in the 19th century. From the 19th century, the end of the 19th century, there are still markings that people have celebrated Kekri, but it was banned, and there was lots of punishments for people who celebrated Kekri in the 19th century and in the 18th century. This could be fines, or getting to prison for a while, or being beaten up, or something like that. And there was this saying that peasants celebrate Kekri and landowners celebrate Christmas, because during that time Finland was still part of Sweden. And many peasants, they did celebrate Kekri in secret, so that the big bosses would not know what they are up to. And Finland was under quite great Puritanism and Lutheranism in the 19th century, and also more and more people moving to cities. So this whole celebration that really was focused on farming culture and agriculture, it disappeared pretty much completely. And it has now come back just within last decades, and mostly celebrated these days by Finnish neo-pagans like myself. And more and more Finns, no matter are they pagans or not, are just more interested about our mythical past, and now celebrate Kekri in many ways. Like within so many Finnish pagan holidays, the church tried to convert the celebration to a Christian celebration. For this was Catholics and later on Lutherans. They tried to change Kekri to Pyhäinpäivä, which is the All Saints Day. And I do think Finnish All Saints Day, it has lots of pagan elements, because there's this really nice tradition that is to visit graveyards and leave candles. So if you visit Finland in the end of October, beginning of November, if you go to the cemetery, they look really pretty, because they're filled with candles. So in a way, it's really, I think the the Lutheran All Saints Day, it's really about thinking about the death, remembering your past relatives, which itself goes down to this pagan origin, Kekri, and end of the wheel of the year and being connected with your ancestors. So my Kekri celebration is personally a big mishmash. It has lots of American Halloween films and witchy films and witchy TV series, because I'm really a pop culture witch in many ways. And also, when it comes to my Kekri tradition, I'm spending this Samain Kekri celebration here in Wales, Kalankay. So I'm going to have a ritual with a few of my, I don't know how many people there are going to be, a public pagan ritual to celebrate Samain and Kalankay and Kekri together. But when it comes to the Kekri thing, the specific Finnish Kekri, I will do a ancestral ritual where I connect with my ancestor and think about them a lot. So that is going to be my Kekri celebration. So I do think these all celebrations, Samain, Kekri, Kalankay, Day of the Dead, Mardipäev, I think they're all one and the same holiday. But I also think that they are intertwined together because of the collective consciousness of humankind, and in each culture they have developed their own celebrations. And I do hope that more and more Finns get into Kekri traditions, because Kekri is a very cool celebration. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have very blessed Samain or whatever it is, the harvest celebration that you celebrate. So thank you for watching, and bye! Thank you for watching. If you're interested to learn more about Finnish mythology and folklore and ancient customs and beliefs, I have an 8-week online course called The Heart of Mielikki, which is a deep dive into the world of Finnish mythology and all the different deities and legends. You can find more information about it on my website, fairychamber.com, and I will also add the links to the description. Have a great day, make good choices, and I will see you next time. Bye!